Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. In today's video I'm going to do a how to budget slash how to save money and like keep up with your bills, I guess. And it helps me out every month, and it should help you if you like stick to your plan and everything. But so I wrote a list here down on the piece of paper. I don't know if you can see that. And then I have my little agenda down right here. So I'll kind of explain in like each bullet point I have and explain like how I manage to pay my bills. But I'll start out by saying like what I do for a living. I'm a server at IHOP in the mornings, first shift, and then I'm a server at Red Lobster at nighttime. So basically I don't have like a designated income, like I don't have a set income. So it kind of depends, like I guess, like on how much I make each day, which is kind of different, but I still manage to make a budget and stick by it. So that fell. But so the first thing is budget before the month begins. So I always budget at least 1 month before the month obviously begins. So in this I started with January. I just write down all my bills, like my I guess my fixed bills that I know I have to pay in the date it's due. And then the next thing is know your net income. So obviously me, I don't know my net income. I say it's about $700 a week, but it can be higher, it can be lower. So but that's like I say it's my net income. I just go with it, and normally it's accurate. Like if you get paid every 2 weeks, that's fine. So you can say like if it's like $1,000 every 2 weeks, then like just know you pretty much get $2,000 a month. That's your net income. And always do the minimum amount. You never want to go above. So like I do $700 just because I know I can make it. So if it's like some weeks I get $900, I'm not gonna do $900 because, you know, like you always want to do your minimum. The next one is enter your monthly expenses. That's kind of like what I explained, like enter the day it's due, what it is, like what bill you have to pay on the date on a calendar. Another good tip is to get like a calendar, or I have a whiteboard. I don't know if you can see. It says January and all my expenses, and then the total I have to pay by like the end. I get like my total expenses throughout the month. Then set your goals. So like your goals can be like, say $50 out of each check. That's what I used to do when I had like a set income, like a salary job, like an hourly job. Or like now what I do now, like if I'm a server, if I say like if I make more than this much at IHOP, I'll save the rest. Or if I make 200 in a day, I can save 75. Like it kind of just depends like how much I make. I set my own goal. Like I always tell my sister and my boyfriend, oh, if I make more than 75, this will go into my savings. Oh, if I make more than blah blah blah. Like I always set a goal for myself even before I go to work, because you never know how much you're gonna make like as a server, just because like some days can be busy, some days can be really slow. Like one day I made $145 at IHOP for 5 hours, so that was really good money. But like some days you might come out with $70, $50. Like it really depends like how long I'm there, like how long they want me to stay, because sometimes people get cut early. So it depends on that, and then it also just depends like if it's busy or not. Like sometimes you might only have 1 table at once. Sometimes like yesterday I had 5 tables at once. So like it just depends day by day with the server. But if you have a normal job, normal salary, you should pretty much know. Make a plan. So make a plan like so if you have like a server job, I normally pay my bills off like at the end of each day. Like when I serve, I see how much money I make total, and then I kind of like, oh, half of this or $50 will go to my rent, $50 will be for my gas, and like the others, however much I make, will go for something else. It just depends. But if you have a salary job, you can be like, on the 15th when I get paid, I will set $100 aside and I'll pay my rent, my car insurance, blah blah blah. Like you can do that. So just kind of make a plan. Then track your spending. So kind of like, I always do this, but kind of see like what you're spending your money on, not just your bills. Like I know my goal in 2020 is to not eat fast food, because that's kind of like what I spend my money on if I have extra money. Like, yeah, I save some of it, but I spend like money on fast food and just like restaurants and stuff like that. So if you like just track your spending, like some people might spend it on clothes and like shoes, just like track how much you're actually spending, and then you kind of realize like, dang, I shouldn't really be spending, you know, so much on food every day or every week, every month. The next one is adjust your habits. So that's kind of like another thing, is like, so what I realized, like, dang, like I made this much money in the month from November to December. Where'd all my money go after all my bills? And I kind of was like, it's most of it's going to like food, because I don't really buy clothes. I only buy them like on occasions because I have a lot, as you can see. I don't really buy shoes unless it's on occasion, because I work so much. There's no need for all these shoes and everything. I think it's a waste of money, but that's my opinion. But anyways, so I realized most of my money, after I paid all my bills and everything, and after I saved some, it would still go to fast food. And if you think like me and Luis, yeah, we might go to Sonic. That's like $20. We might go like even 2 days out the week. That's $40 a week. Then that's $160 a month you can be saving just because you went to fast food twice and spent $20. Sometimes it can be more, like if we go out to eat, it's obviously going to be a lot more. Or we eat McDonald's, it might be $15 or whatever, and we go for dinner, you know, 3 nights out the week. You can be saving on money. So that's what I'm trying to do. So starting after we move in on January 14th with our apartment, me and him made a goal to not eat fast food. Like, we're just gonna completely cut it out, because if you think about it, if you're paying $15 for a meal for 2, you can go to the store and buy $15 worth of food, and you might have it for, you can have it last for 2 days if you want type. It just kind of depends on where your head's at. Then I said the next one is keep checking in. So even if you're like, yeah, like I paid most of my bills, I can spend all this money, you want to keep checking in, just because, let's say, like for example, Luis got in a car accident, and now I had to pay, like, not to get it fixed because it got totaled and everything, that's a different story. But anyways, like now my brakes are messed up, so that might be another certain, like, couple hundred, like I didn't really know, and I could have, like, I spent it on food, you know, like, so just keep checking in. Like, you want to save as much money as you can, especially for me, like, you never know, like, last week was very slow at IHOP and very slow at Red Lobster, so you want to save money for like a backup. So like, I don't know how to explain it. Like with the server, it's different than a salary job, but overall you still want to save. Like as a server, you never know how much you're gonna make. You walk in the day like with the goal, but you don't know if you'll achieve it or not. So it's like, when you're on top, you want to save your money, because when you're down below and you don't have money, you're screwed basically. Then my last like little thing before we get into like my bills and everything, is to make a savings account. That's a #1 thing too, is like you can have your checkings account and then a savings account, so you don't, it's like 2 separate accounts, so you can not mess, you can deposit but not withdraw in your savings, and just keep adding to it. And I think it's like a good idea. I have a savings account and I think it helps a lot, just so you know how much like you have saved, instead of like, oh, I think I have 500 saved and you had like 700 in your checkings account. But that's just me. So now we're gonna get into like my expenses. So this is for January, of course, because I like to plan. Like, I'm almost pretty much done with my February's expenses, like my recurring expenses. So like it varies. Well, this is like my set expenses, like what I know I have to pay and when I have to pay it. So on the December 31st, I always have to pay my car insurance, which is $100, which I already paid that. See, like I'm on top of things. Like I already paid for my January's car insurance, and it's December 20th right now, and it was due the 31st. That's what I'm saying. You want to like budget ahead and be like, oh, like I'm on top of things. Then the first is my rent with my brother's due, and that's $167, and I pay that just because I'm moving out halfway through the month, so yeah. Then the third, January 3rd, I have to pay $33 for the camera. So what me and Luis did for the camera is like we put $80 down and we pay $33 every week for the camera for 3 months. But then at the end I'll tell you like later everything about that. So then I don't have to pay anything from the 3rd until the 14th. But you also have like to pay for gas. In my truck, I don't know if you'd call it a truck, it's not a car, it's not a truck. My SUV is $60 a week in gas. So you like that's like a reoccurring fee, but I don't write that in here because it might depend. Like I might not drive a lot one week and I might drive so much in another week. So you're gonna have that saved too. Like not saved, but like set aside. Same with food, like you go grocery shopping, so it might be like $100 every 2 weeks. It just depends. Like I guess if like I eat at work most of the time, because I work at 2 restaurants, so I don't really have to pay a lot for food, but it could be $100 every 2 weeks, and it might last longer, it might last shorter. It depends how many people you feed and I guess what kind of stuff you get. So that's like my expenses. You don't know exactly what is how much it's going to be, I guess. So then the 14th we actually move into the apartment. We have to have $1,254 for all the apartment fees and everything and the rent. So like from the 3rd until the 14th, you know, I need to be saving all that money. Like I'm saving right now for the apartment, but I'm just saying like you really need to save money from the 3rd to the 14th when you move, you know, like when I move in. Then the 15th I pay utilities. Like I don't know exactly how much it'll be until like December 30th, around there. My brother will let me know how much utilities are for December, but I always estimate $150 for that. Then the 17th I pay another $33 for the camera like expense. Then I don't pay anything till the 24th, which is $33 for the camera expense again. Then $52 for the laptop expense. We do the same thing with the laptop. I bought a new MacBook Air 2019 rose gold. So I pay that. And then the 25th I pay an extra $377 because after the 3 months is up, you pay the remaining of like how much the camera costs, basically how much, whatever you wanted. I got it from Best Buy. So I pay $377 on January 25th to finish out the camera. Then the 28th of January I pay $55 for my phone bill, and then January 31 I paid $33 for the camera, whatever, I don't know, I'm kind of confused between the two. Then $100 for car insurance. So the total throughout the whole January, not including gas and food and like the other expenses, is $2,287. So that's kind of when like, dang, that's a lot. Like that's not an average, like that's just because I'm moving. So most of the time it definitely won't be that much. But I also have Luis helping me with the rent for the apartment and everything. So it's not just one income, it's mine as well. But I'm not gonna put his in there. Because I pay for like my car insurance, my rent with my brother. But rent with my brother is like the last of it is in January. Then I pay for like the camera and the laptop because yeah, those are my fees, obviously. And I pay my phone bill, obviously. So it's kind of like, that's a lot because just because we're moving in and we still have to like go apartment shopping and like do all that. So that's like the fees I don't write in there. So that's like when I'm on top right now, saving or having money, like extra money coming in, I save it and put it in my savings account. So when it's time to move in, I have money, if not extra, to move in. And I also like getting a whiteboard because then like you can see it like when you wake up, like, and I know we just like cross it off. I cross it off in here too, like after I paid it. So like I already paid my car insurance. That's due the 31st of December, so I just cross it off. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. If you like follow these steps, even if you like save and everything, like you should save good money. Like even if you save $25 from each check every 2 weeks, that's $50 a month you could have spent on something else. Like that's useless. So really you can just pick and choose, like just write all your expenses down, make sure you have extra money just in case, and then save the rest and put it into savings, or yeah, savings account. But that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and like, comment, and subscribe, and then comment down below like what other videos me and Luis should do.